Our next speaker has found her place in the world, but it's been a very interesting journey to get there. Please welcome onto the stage award-winning fashion designer and social entrepreneur, Sissy Rooney.
Thank you. Right, I can't see anyone. Right, hi everyone, I'm Sissy Rooney and I'm the proud owner and founder of the Street Style Surgery. I'm 33 years of age and I was born in Toxteth in Liverpool. I would like to start today with a quote from my mum. She always said to me that I could achieve my dreams. Just aim for the stars and at least you will reach the clouds. Breathe. I was always interested in fashion design, even from a young age. I was making newspaper clothes when I was 7 for me and my younger sister, and proudly modelling them in front of my parents in mini fashion shows. When I was 14, I had a meeting with my careers advisor to discuss my options when I left school. She asked me what I wanted to be. I said that I wanted to be a famous fashion designer, to which she said, do you mean machinist in a factory? To which I said, no, a famous fashion designer. To which I watched her put down on paper, sewing machinist in factory. But that was not going to stop me achieving my dreams. I did have a lot of potential in school, but I left before my exams due to me living in a deprived area and mixing with the wrong crowd. Then a textiles teacher who had spotted my potential while still in school sent home 2 tickets to go to a local college and see a fashion show. I went and I was blown away. And I enrolled on a 3-year City and Guilds in fashion design. I went on to complete a 2-year HND in fashion design technology, even though I was having a bad time in my personal life. I had become homeless due to the financial strain and even had to live in a hostel for several months. But it didn't stop me from giving it my all and passing with distinctions, which is the highest mark achievable. I then moved to Manchester and I enrolled on a 4-year degree, again in fashion design technology. But after completing my 3rd year, problems out of my control arose again, which meant I opted to defer my degree for a year. But I still carried on working within the fashion industry in order to gain more experience. Finally, I graduated from university with a high-class honours degree. And I produced an amazing fashion collection. And as you can see here, these lovely girls are modelling some of my outfits. So thank you very much. I wanted a job with urban wear brands Bench and Hooch, but there was no job advertised. So I spent a week bombarding them with emails, asking them to just let me come in and show them my work. But they said they were too busy. So I took it upon myself to turn up on the doorsteps one morning with my portfolio and stand there waiting till the manager arrived for work. He took one look at me and he knew I was the girl who'd been annoying him the week before. So to get rid of me, he said, the only way I can get rid of you is to bring you in my office and give you an interview. And he was damn right. And he brought me into his office and he gave me an interview. I showed him my enthusiasm and all my work, and he looked at me bewildered and amazed and said, right, you've got a job. I'm creating a job for you. I don't know what it is, but you're starting my company on Monday. The reason I'm telling you this, because there's probably a lot of you out there who want something and want something real bad. If you do, just go for it. Try different and unconventional avenues to achieve it. Even try working for them for free on a work placement. When I present my entrepreneurial and motivational talks to young people in my workshop, I always start by asking them, do they know what the word entrepreneur means? To which they usually say no. So I go on to explain that if any of them have bought something for a set price and sold it in the schoolyard for more, then they are showing entrepreneurial qualities, to which they usually smile. Having got to this position, I can now look back at how I developed my entrepreneurial streak, and I feel it was instilled in me from a young age. I come from a working class family who has always survived on the breadline, so to make money out of next to nothing was a skill I developed early on. For example, when I was about 8 and before school, I would buy a handful of half-penny jelly teddy bears. Then once in class, I would sell them to my classmates for a penny each, therefore doubling my profit. I was even making and selling fashion at a young age. I used to make Madonna bundles, which were basically cut from a rigid juice bottle, and I dropped some wadding around them, a bright pink fuchsia lining around that, and then black lace over the top. Hey presto, a Madonna bundle. So every juice bottle would make me £2. How's that for recycling and making a profit at such a young age? I'd always dreamt of having my own fashion business, so I enrolled on a 6-week entrepreneurial business course where I learned everything about setting up business from scratch. I was also awarded a £3,000 grant to help with the initial startup cost, and I launched my own clothing label in 2005 called Sissy Surgery, producing funky and sassy ladies' denim wear. Thank you. I also won a scholarship out of thousands to attend Babson Business University in Boston, USA, which is ranked as one of the #1 business schools in the world. There, I completed a business entrepreneurship program at a more intense level, and I learned how to do business from the American perspective, which was highly informative. The one thing that stands out in my mind that I learned from them was that it was okay to fail. It was okay to lose a business and admit defeat, but just make sure you get back up there and give it another go. They also highlighted to me that as much as anything else, I am my unique selling point. I loved being a fashion designer and being inspired to produce cutting-edge designs. I worked very hard on my label and I gave it my all, from selling it in fashion markets to taking part in trade shows. I was manufacturing it all myself, and it was taking its toll on me financially because I didn't have the financial capital to get it manufactured abroad where costs are much cheaper. I tried all avenues to succeed with my business, but after 2 years I was still struggling to achieve a stable income. I had to admit that it was time to move on and leave my initial dream behind, which was so soul-destroying at the time. At this point, I felt my world had fell apart, and I didn't know what I was going to do next, or if it would be within the fashion industry. All I knew is I wanted to be my own boss and run my own company. So my mind started firing up ideas. Then one morning, my boyfriend at the time finds me still sleeping with a big brown tassy envelope next to me. I'd had a brainwave, so before I went to sleep, I wrote down my plan for the street-style surgery. I didn't know how my idea would come to life, but a few days later, I checked my emails, and there was a social enterprise course being offered. I enrolled instantly. I met a person there who was running the course, and they had been in touch with a local school who was organising a fashion show. So I asked him if he would give me the latest details, which he did. So I contacted the enterprise teacher and told her about my idea. She said that she would love my help, but there was no budget to bring me on board. So I offered to bear the cost myself, which added more financial strain to my bank balance. But I felt that it was a risk worth taking, and that the probability of it working out was high. I urgently needed funding for the street-style surgery, so I applied to a grant-giving body called Unlimited. After a lengthy application process, my application was denied on the grounds of there not being enough supporting information. I felt so low at this point, and I was at my wit's end about whether to carry on to pursue my dream to be self-employed or to admit defeat and go back to being employed. But I decided that this wasn't going to stop me. So after running my workshops for free in the school, I gathered all the supporting information I could, testimonials from teachers and pupils, and then I reapplied for the grant again. This time I was successful, and nothing was going to stop me now. I knew that for a fact. Now the street-style surgery is up and running. It's turning out to be a really successful business. I so love what I do. My workshops are giving young people the chance to express their own entrepreneurial qualities, as well as teaching them valuable business skills that can be taken through their own life and applied to all aspects of their own life. I deliver hands-on fashion design workshops where the young person takes full control of customising a new or an old item of clothing. Through these, I promote the importance of creativity for the individual's self-confidence and self-worth, while promoting the fashion industry as a viable career choice. The future of the Street Style Surgery is to grow my organisation to promote fashion design to the young throughout the whole of the UK, to grow into a bigger organisation that provides a series of standalone and combined workshops, as well as events for the young, such as DJing, dance, breakdancing, MCing, graphic design, drama, jewellery and accessory making. I would love a big Street Style Surgery bus that turns up outside schools and play schemes and offers loads of fun things for young people to do. To provide adult education and back to work schemes. To offer placements and apprenticeships to people who have shown promise while attending my workshops. To gain sponsorship and support from a major UK fashion player in order to push the Street Style Surgery forward to gain a wider UK recognition, with aspirations in the long term to take the Street Style Surgery global. To produce the Street Style Surgery's own fashion label, which will be designed by the young people in my workshops and sold in major stores like Topshops, with some of the proceeds going to young people's charities, both here and in India. Last year, I entered a competition to find the UK's Young Fashion Entrepreneur of 2009. I was one of 9 selected for an interview, so off I went to the British Council offices in London. I did my presentation and obviously blew the judges away because they called me as soon as I left the interview and told me I got through to the final stages, which meant I would be going to India for a 2-week guided tour of the Indian fashion industry. It was an out-of-this-world opportunity and it's been one of the highest points of my career so far. While in India, I also took some time out to teach my workshops to 16 street children who live in the slums of Mumbai in terrible conditions, no water, heating, light or even food. They absolutely loved being part of my workshop, as did I teaching them. It made me feel so good to be giving something back, as well as making them smile. I'm now going to set up a Street Style Surgery charity that provides young people who live on the street the opportunity to receive schooling in order to better theirs and the families' lives. It really made me aware of how much we have here in England and how lucky we are to have the opportunities we have. So please make sure you always grab them with both hands and always strive to achieve your dreams as they can come true. Just look at me. I would like to close with a quote from the late Anita Roddick, who founded the Body Shop. She said, "If you think you're too small to make an impact, try going to bed with a mosquito." And that's me. And I'd just like to invite the girls back on for a round of applause. Phew. Thank you. Cheers, girls. Thank you.